Good morning and welcome to your one-stop shop for all things CSI, CSR and CSV. If you're not sure what it is I'm talking about, of course, I'm talking about what corporates are doing to uplift and empower their social investment strategies, their responsibilities, and of course, shared value. We also haven't forgotten the innovators, the creatives, and the philanthropists who are doing their utmost best to make our country perform better. With that being said, today we have the Innovation Edge on the show, and I'm looking forward to that conversation. But do not forget that I'm always open to your questions or your queries on at brandliveradio.co.za, or you can just go on our Twitter page, it's also at brandliveradio. You can Facebook us at www.brandlive.co.za or social TV, social-TV. Don't forget the TV. The dash, I mean. Or if you really want to chime in into the conversation, you can get us on 011-083-8606, and you can get straight into the line and we can start talking. But before we get into our topic for the day and who we'll be talking to, please, let's get the day started with the CSI headlines. The 2017 Tusk Conservation Awards will be held in Cape Town today, recognizing conservationists who share a passion for African wildlife and the protection of its delicate ecosystems. Held in partnership with Investec Asset Management, CEO Hendrik du Toit emphasizes that time is running out for Africa's wildlife, and now it is the time to act. Finalists for the Tusk Award for Conservation in Africa include Brighton Kumechedwa, Nachamada Geoffrey, as well as Sarah Munguti. And then the Tusk Wildlife Ranger Award, we have Solomon Chidinuka, as well as our very own Lucky Ndlovu, who will be partaking tonight. So don't miss that. Up again in our news, we've got Future Nation schools as they celebrate the conclusion of Heritage Month by embracing African literature. This was done at the Book Fair and Literary Festival this past Saturday, actually, September 30th, in celebration of Future Nation Schools' first book fair. Founder of Future Nation Schools and chairperson of NASFIS and the National Education Collaboration Trust, Sizwe Nxasana, donated more than 25,000 books worth more than 12.5 million to Walter Sisulu University. In keeping with Future Nation Schools' focus on entrepreneurship, technology and computer skills, a multitude of books focusing on business sciences and computer sciences were donated to the Walter Sisulu University. And lastly, tonight, if you are feeling like a good, fun night out, some of the country's most popular personalities will be performing a live comedy set for the first time at Emperor's Palace in Johannesburg. Comedy Central's Famous Last Words has so far seen 8 South African personalities being coached by comedians to deliver a full comedy set. John Robbie is one of these personalities who's going to be coached by Khadiso Lediga. And if you want to know why I'm talking about it, it's because Famous Last Words will make you laugh, but also all the proceeds from this event will go to the Smile Foundation. And that concludes our news for the day.
brandlive.co.za.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
As around 800,000 matric learners prepare for their final exams that will end their school careers, an organization called Innovation Edge is putting the focus firmly on the beginning end of education value chain through this ECD Heroes Challenge. And today on the show, we are joined by Innovation Edge portfolio manager Erika Wiese, I hope I'm saying her name right, who will be talking to us about the challenge and perhaps giving us a bit more insight on the challenges that we have within the ECD sector and how they can be improved. I know she's on the line. Good day, Erika.
Hello, Viwe. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. So
My pleasure.
Oh, lovely. Before we speak about the challenge and everything that goes into the challenge, can you give us a brief history on Innovation Edge as an entity and the work that you've been doing so far?
Absolutely. So Innovation Edge is a grant and investment fund that seeks out innovative and scalable solutions to early childhood challenges in under-resourced communities.
Oh, lovely. And why is, I know you guys are really trying to sort of perfect the education within the ECD phase. And why do you think this, the ECD phase is so critical?
The foundations for language development, literacy, numeracy, social skills, and cognitive functioning are all embedded in the brain in the first 6 years of a child's life.
Yes.
By the age of 3, largely 90% of a child's brain architecture is determined. So if you think about the child's brain as a sponge and a sponge's ability to absorb water,
yes.
Similarly, a child's brain ability to absorb learning is largely determined in this very, very early age and really determines the life trajectory of that individual.
That's very true. What are the common challenges that affect ECD centers in disadvantaged areas that you can give us?
In South Africa, there are currently around 30 to 40,000 centers and approximately about 150,000 ECD practitioners. And the two main challenges that we face in South Africa is access and quality. In terms of access, there are around 1 million children between the age of 3 to 5 of the poorest children that don't even have access to early learning programs. And secondly, of those children that are enrolled, the quality of programs are exceptionally poor. So despite government's attempts to establish universal access, the prevailing culture still undermines early childhood services and the quality of these services.
I know you speak quite highly about high quality in preschool services. What is the general standard that you sort of use to distinguish what high quality is? Are you looking at it from a technology sort of resource perspective or from a teaching perspective, or is it an international sort of standard that, we need to get to?
I think that there are many different ways at looking at this. Firstly, looking at covering core elements that involve learning and preparation of children for the 21st century. And they involve things like reading literacy, language development, using play-based learning techniques, the education involving parent engagement, and various other aspects that address the critical factors needed for children to thrive in the future. These include aspects like imagination, ingenuity, creativity, resilience, etc. So when it comes to early childhood, this space is very, very unregulated still, and the quality of programs still leave room for significant improvement.
And where do you think the government can improve, especially because they want to reach, a goal in 2030, which encompasses ECD and its improvement?
Well, I think the first area that they can definitely focus on is upskilling their practitioners.
Yes.
And I think this is what we set out to do with the ECD Heroes Challenge, is to both position early childhood education as a desirable profession, and also to celebrate the work of early childhood practitioners who are doing incredible things and devoting a lot of their time and energy to develop themselves professionally.
Definitely. Now let's get into the ECD Heroes Challenge. Where did the idea come from? I think it's so unique to have a challenge within the ECD space because, like you said, it's unregulated and a lot of people just don't give it the time of day. So I found it so interesting.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think the first thing is just to create awareness around this. A lot of people don't know about the importance of early childhood development, firstly. But what we set out to do with the ECD Heroes Challenge is to create a fun, interactive platform for ECD practitioners to continue with their professional development. So the way the challenge works is that it runs over a course of 8 weeks, and during the 8 weeks, ECD practitioners will complete 5 action-orientated fun challenges per week that have been designed around various themes. And we've worked closely with leading NGO organizations to help us both inform the content of these challenges, but also to create an enjoyable user experience for ECD practitioners. And, traditional training methods involve a lot of intensive instructor-led training, and this is often a barrier to this profession. So what we've tried to do with the ECD Heroes Challenge is to break learning up into bite-sized chunks and to make it really interactive and fun. So ECD practitioners will enroll for this sort of, or for this first competition. Up to 500 ECD practitioners can enroll, and it's free. All they need is a browser or a device with a browser. And they stand a chance to win weekly prizes and also overall prizes. And in addition, what we're going to try and do is really work with PR companies to celebrate, every week when ECD heroes or ECD practitioners complete these challenges, to celebrate what they've come up with, both on a weekly basis and then at the end of the 8 weeks.
That's amazing. Do you plan to make the challenge an annual thing?
That is absolutely the plan. So this first competition really is a test case for us, so that we can run the challenge, we can actually learn from it, see how we can improve it going forward, and then the plan is absolutely to scale it on a national level and to translate the challenges, which are currently in English, into many different languages, and to open it up to all ECD practitioners to apply.
I love it. And where can people get more information? Is there a Facebook page or someplace? Yes. Can you tell us more about that?
So ECD practitioners are welcome to sign up by going to the following link, ecdheroes.coza.
Okay.
And then we'd also like to invite people from outside the ECD space who are interested in these challenges facing the children of the future. Innovation Edge is actually hosting a conference called Think Future in November at Spear, and we will bring together global mix of change makers to explore and co-create actions to solve early childhood challenges and ways to help today's children thrive in tomorrow's world. So if anyone needs more information about that, they're very, very welcome to contact me.
That's amazing. Can you elaborate a little bit about this Spear? I think it's amazing. It's going to be in Cape Town.
Yes, so I'm very, very excited about this. It's happening on the 6th to the 8th of November at Spear, which is just outside of Stellenbosch.
Okay.
And the idea with Think Future really is to bring together entrepreneurs, inventors, change makers, academics, funders, government leaders, business leaders to come together and think how one can come up with innovative solutions that can prepare children for the future, to further develop skills like imagination, ingenuity, resilience, creativity, etc. And the way we framed it actually is we've identified 5 disruptive forces which we believe will have significant impact on the lives of children in the future. And these forces are things, for example, like decentralization, social movements, environmental consciousness, accelerating technology. And what we've done is we've got global thought leaders who are experts in particular and have particular knowledge on these forces. And then we've also invited experts from the early childhood development space who have the ability to make connections between, given the force and the childhood challenges, what are the links that we are supposed to make to come up with innovative solutions that can actually prepare the environment and ecosystem for children to thrive in the future.
I love that. I love that you're putting so many different minds together, because there's so many different issues that you find in different places. So it's going to be
Absolutely.
Yes, so amazing. We're going to have that on our site as well. Hopefully we can come to Cape Town and see this amazing work. Thank you so much for joining us today, Erika. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. That was Erika Wiese, who is the portfolio manager of the Innovation Edge, of Innovation Edge rather, and they are running the ECD Heroes Challenge. And she spoke a little bit at length as to what the issues are around education within early childhood development. What are the issues that are really affecting previously disadvantaged areas, and really what it means to say high quality preschool services. Because when I heard that, I kind of thought, what is the measurement scale there? Because there's so many different ways in which you can define high quality. But she did speak a little bit about teaching, making sure that people are upskilled, and she did speak about using different methods that aren't so instruction based to make sure that the kids really at a really young level grasp material, and then also journey on to their school endeavors a little bit more smoothly. I mean, I can't even remember half of the work that I did in my ECD phase. I really don't remember. All I remember is playing at like a preschool maybe, but I don't really remember if there was any sort of engagement, and even if there was, I wonder what my preschool teacher was thinking at the time, or what kind of qualifications she had, and what was the general idea for her to get into the ECD space. So I think it's such an amazing challenge. Again, as I said before, if you want to participate, you can go to Innovation Edge's Facebook page. They've got all the information there. If you want to get involved with the challenge, if you want to know more about what they do, it will be on our Brand Live Radio Twitter, Facebook page. And also they have Think Future, which is happening in November, which I think is going to be brilliant if you are within the ECD space, or you are a potential sponsor of that space. I mean, there's nothing more gratifying than when I see links being made because of the show. When you see, sponsors from all around South Africa calling in or emailing me and saying, you know what, Viwe, I'm so excited about Think Future. Link me to the right people. And that's exactly what we're about. We're about making sure that those right synergies happen. And I really would like to see, some really disadvantaged ECDs and women, and not even women, like teachers and caregivers who are trying to make the ECD space a little bit more educational, really get the funding that they deserve. So you want to go to Think Future for that, to find out how to get funding or how to give funding and how to empower people who are within the ECD space. Again, if you would like to chime in on today's conversation, you can do so at Brand Live Radio, or you can go on Facebook on www.brandlive.co.za. But ultimately, if you want to talk directly to me about the show, about what we do on social TV, you can go to www.social-tv.co.za, or you can email me at press@social-tv, and I will definitely make a plan or make an effort to say something back and to give you some sort of feedback, or give you some sort of link, or give you some sort of helping strategy so that you can get your NGO off, or your innovation off, or your idea off of the ground. That's exactly what we here to do. But anyway, that concludes my show for the day. It's been lovely. I'll be back again next time, which is next time is tomorrow, same time, same place, only on The Social Show.
brandlive.co.za. Harnessing the power of talk radio. brandlive.co.za.